Picture one payment inside a bank. Money leaves a company's account heading to a partner in another country. It carries the right markings, it clears the sanctions check, it matches an approved invoice, and it settles. Now, here is the part worth pausing on. No analyst opened that case, no supervisor signed it off. A software agent weighed the risk, judged it acceptable, and released the funds. The first time a human being sees that payment is on a report the next morning. Nothing here was reckless. The bank let the agent act because, on the evidence, it handles these cases as well as a trained officer and far faster. The quality of the decision did not change. What changed is where control used to sit. By the end of this module, you will be able to explain why agentic systems break traditional governance and name the three fault lines: autonomy, probabilism, and accountability that you have to close. For as long as enterprises have run on software, governance has rested on three assumptions. They are so ordinary that nobody says them out loud. 1. A process repeats, so a control you test once can be trusted to hold. 2. Work can be inspected before it takes effect, so a wrong result is caught on its way out. 3. Responsibility can be placed. Behind every action that matters, there is a name and a role you can ask. Why did this happen? Repeatable, inspectable, attributable. Almost every control you own quietly assumes all three. An agentic system removes all three, and it does it quietly, one ordinary decision at a time. It does not give the same answer every time, run the same case twice, and it may reason its way to two slightly different, both defensible answers. So a control that passed once tells you very little about the next release. It does not wait to be inspected. It acts. The action is in the world before anyone looks. A checkpoint at the end is now examining something that has already happened. And when you ask who decided, the answer stops pointing at one person. The model came from a vendor. The prompts and the data came from internal teams. Operations ran the workflow. Risk set the policy. The decision was real. The decider was spread across the building. The control passed its review, but it was only ever checking something that had already happened. This is why agentic AI reaches governance before it reaches anything else. The instinct is to govern these systems with the machinery we already trust. A policy document, a review before go live, a sign-off at the gate, an audit once a year. An annual audit still matters, but for a system that makes thousands of decisions a day, it arrives long after those decisions are already made. That machinery was built for software that waited, repeated, and pointed back to a person. Turn it on, a system that acts, varies, and spreads its own authorship, and it does not fail loudly. It passes the review and misses the risk, which is worse. The whole shift fits in one line. Governance used to sit after the work. Now it has to live inside it. Controls cannot wait at the exit. When the decision is the exit, they have to move into the design, into what the agent is allowed to do on its own, how its judgment is held to a standard, and who answers for it when it acts alone. Those are the three fault lines, and they run through the rest of this course. Autonomy changes where control sits. Probabilism changes what assurance can promise. Accountability settles who must answer. Not one of them is closed by a better model. Each is closed, if it is closed at all, by the institution deciding in advance how much it will let the machine do and on what terms. We will take them one at a time. We start with autonomy, not how to slow the system down, but how to draw the space inside which it is allowed to act. That is next.